All right, we're live. Nap time, episode 2. Except this time it's bedtime. 6:30. Draft just started. Season 80 SHL entry draft, or 81. Excuse me. Season 81. Got Agio here with me. I'm Vitor,
Hello.
and well, the first pick of the draft is already on the board here. Phoenix Orion Soderberg Tremblay, which is Corey SD Core. $175 million in bank.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Center forward to Minnesota.
To Minnesota from the title.
Yes. So, congrats to Corey going first overall. I can't say I didn't see that wouldn't happen. I mean, Corey's a good user, player. So, Augie,
Yes.
thoughts?
I can't say I'm surprised. He's a pretty solid user. Yeah. Lots of money in the bank. That's a lot of money. More money than I've ever had in my SHL bank.
Yeah. What's the most money you've had in your SHL bank?
I don't know. Not over 50 million.
50 million? I don't think you've had over 30, have you?
I think I was in the low 30s once.
Well, 175 is pretty good. Oh, there we go. Winnipeg.
Welcome to the team.
Defenseman Jess just traded up for this number 2 pick.
Oh.
So we traded away Johnny 4-star, Wick, and a first-round pick, I believe, to move up.
Solid choice.
From 5th overall to 2nd overall to secure Jess, because I know there are a few other people looking. She has $650 million in the bank.
Wow, that's a lot of millions.
It is. Yeah, I mean, Jess is coming back to Winnipeg, which is great. And we sorely need a defenseman. I mean, Beck is
the lowest TPE on the team.
A skeleton on skates, as one might say.
Skeleton on skates.
With 2 feet already in the dirt. So, good pick. So, Augie.
Yes, Vitor.
Tell me about your draft experience.
Well, unfortunately, I've only been drafted twice. I would love to get drafted every season, but unfortunately, they only let you get drafted once, really, unless you leave the team.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you recreate it every 2 seasons.
Yes, but then I don't think I'd get drafted very often.
No, you would
not. My first time, I got drafted to the juniors, to the Whalers.
And that was a fun time.
I love being on the Whalers. But I really had no idea what to expect, like that entire draft, and I got scouted by, I'd say probably most of the teams, because they try to scout everyone, but I had no idea who was going to draft me.
Yeah. Well, how many teams reached out to you?
I have no idea.
No?
I would say.
Did Shawnee or whoever it was at Vancouver reach out to you before?
Gosh, I wish I could say I remember, but I remember that somebody who Shawnee was friends with and I talked, but I can't remember if he was specifically scouting for the Whalers or if he was scouting for another team, and then he was like, yo, Shawnee, Augie would be cool. So I don't remember. Like I said, it was my first time, so I didn't even know like what teams existed, so I couldn't really keep them straight when they reached out to me.
Yeah.
And then the second time I got drafted was a whirlwind. I also did not know. I had no idea where I was going to go. I didn't honestly really mind because I didn't really have any.
Didn't Winnipeg trade up for you?
Well, I think getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
I I didn't have any connotations for any of the teams, so I really didn't mind where I went. I couldn't even tell you what teams were good or bad at that point. But yes, it was you and me were hanging out in IRL that night,
As the kids say,
as the kids
IRL.
say, and you were like, "Did you get drafted yet? Did you get drafted yet? Did you get drafted yet?" or whatever. And you had secretly been told that Winnipeg was going to draft me, and so you were pumped to see my reaction. I don't remember what round I won. I think I was pretty at single digits, maybe.
No.
No,
I
have
you
no
were not
idea.
top 10. Sorry,
I have
babe.
no idea.
No, you were 20. Well, let's look.
Let's look.
You were 20. I want to say like 28th or something. And you're 76. 23.
23, single digits.
23. Second round, right
Took us
outside the
75.
first round. So that's pretty good.
Okay, that's probably what I was thinking then. My round was single digits. Anyway, yes, you had gotten insider knowledge that I was going to be drafted to your team. You were very pumped. You were very excited. I wasn't necessarily expecting it because I had no history in the SHL.
Yeah.
And I have been on the Winnipeg ever since.
Yeah, the Aurora. Well, we are on the same team, and that was good. And that was
for now.
Yeah, well, for now, until Beck retires, and then we'll see what happens.
Then we'll see. Then we won't be on the same team.
Who knows?
I'll be
Maybe we
your
will.
superior, and you'll be my inferior.
That's true. Yeah. 2 picks. Now, third pick came through. How would you pronounce this first name?
I would like to say Wednesday,
but
that's not quite what I think it is. Wednesday.
Wednesday?
I'd say Wednesday.
There's no D.
Oh, you're right. Wednesday.
Wednesday. Shrine Time. User Juosu, who was Wendeline Ramsbottom, was their previous player, who's a very good shot blocker defenseman. Now we got a center, a forward in Wednesday. Shrine Time.
Wednesday.
So interesting there. We did miss 2 picks, third overall to Hamilton.
I know you said the third one came in, but
oh yeah, so
the third one did come in, but we were on the fifth.
It's Hitax, I think is how you would pronounce that.
You know, I'd compare that person, that player,
Uh-huh.
to Madonna because it's just one name. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, Jennifer who? No, Madonna. How are we saying it?
Hitask.
Hitask.
Ask. I don't know. Congrats from Carolina. Another defenseman. So I mean, this draft is pretty
defense heavy.
So the opposite.
Defense light.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say weak on defensemen because a lot of the defensemen are great users, but there's not many defensemen to go around.
Billion? No, that's $1 million.
20 million.
Well, I know how to pronounce that name.
Yes. Erik Johnson. Which, if you don't know, Erik Johnson is an NHL player.
I did not know. Is that him?
And that is him.
Wow.
The render.
Wow.
Jag 102, who I believe is a first time user.
Oh, good for him.
6th overall to Hamilton. So Hamilton is picked twice. We also missed the fourth overall pick to Baltimore, who they traded up to 4 earlier today to get that pick. And it was Jordan Lafreniere, rookie, who is also a rookie to the site, first time user,
Rookie
first gen.
eye.
So I guess they saw something in him. I don't, I'd love to say that I scout more and talk to more people. I do not. And I know the value in it, giving that experience to new users and people. Because I know, I want to be scouted if I'm up for the draft, to feel like you're wanted and, adds a little excitement to the whole process. But the process of reaching out to someone like on a cold call and saying, hey there, what are your plans for your player?
Right.
And you got some people who
I didn't even know what that meant.
Yeah, what are your plans? Play in the SHL?
Yeah. They're like, what kind of player do you want to be? Good.
Yeah. Oh, there's BV got pigged.
This maybe is a non-sports enthusiast's opinion, but why do you care? Like, if your player is a cherry picker or something? Am I pulling that from the right place?
Like
in my index. Like, why do
a
you
speedy forward or a power forward?
Why do people care?
Like for the SHL?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters that much. I think GMs and people in the war rooms reach out to figure that out because they want to know how they can use you, because some people, probably not a lot of people, but some people are dead set on, I want to be this kind of player. So I was kind of that way, not really, when I first created, I want to be a great mobile defenseman. And that was like the role that I picked out for myself and started building around that role. But then I realized mobile defensemen aren't really used in the SHL. I mean, every now and then, but it's really two-way defenseman, shutdown defenseman, and then you have some odd ones here and there. So really it's, do you want to be a defensive defenseman and block a lot of shots and not get many points? Or do you want to be a two-way defenseman and get a lot of points and, play a two-way game? Same thing with forwards. Like, do you want to, score a lot? Or I don't know how you control that though within the bounds of FHM, but that's, I think, kind of what they're fishing for.
Don't get me started. So would the correct answer almost be, I don't care?
Yeah. I think, or whatever's good for the team, or
I'm a team player, so
yeah. I mean, because you do have some people that in the sim leagues, they know exactly what they want. They want, say, I want to be a fighter, a goon.
I want to be a goon.
So nobody's going to draft you.
Oh,
because
I do not want to be a goon for all future draft references.
Unless you unlock some future meta that's built around a goon, a 20 skill goon, 20 out of 20.
Well, you know what? Something that I also think is interesting about, I guess, SHL in general. Typically, in real life, height and body mass do give you a bit of an advantage, right? I mean, if I'm 6'9" and I'm up against a 5'9" person, and we're gonna smash into each other, I'm probably going to not be smashed. But it does not matter in the SHL. So, like, my next player, I can make them 1 foot tall.
Yeah.
And it would not give me.
I think there's a minimum, though.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know how you created most recently. Do you remember?
No, I have no idea. I was like, I'm going to be 6 foot whatever. And you were like, okay.
Sorry, just checking. Sorry about that. Just checking something.
I forgive you.
Yeah, because you have some people that are 6'6" or 6'11"
and
walruses.
Yeah.
and some people that are small. Didn't you create small because your player's No Joe and
No,
it's the Gerber baby?
I'm big.
Oh, you're big with the baby's head.
Well, I think I'm big. I don't
Yeah.
actually remember. I'm 6 foot something.
Yeah. Captain Obvious drafted. I guess we've been talking about our draft experiences
We
and
have.
questions. Infidel. So Infidel, interestingly, you probably don't know this. Infidel created in the season 60 draft, which was the same draft class as Marcel Beck. His player in that draft was Stan Dindesk.
Interesting.
And Stan Dindesk went first overall in that
Really?
season 60 draft.
That's interesting.
So in the draft where my player went, Infidel went first overall, not only in the junior league, but also in the major league. So he went first overall in both drafts, which is pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive.
I don't know how many people have had that honor over the 81 seasons.
I don't know. You should make a graph about it.
I should. Probably a few.
A few graphs?
Well, no, a few people. We did miss a few picks. Optimus, Autonomous, Surreal went to New Orleans. And we got BB, Claude, Lil Castor, goalie. You know, a lot of people were talking about how BV might want to switch off goalie.
Okay.
Just because goalies are underappreciated around the league.
Underappreciated, you should make a graph about that.
Oh my. Many people saying if they weren't a goalie, they might have gone first overall.
Ooh.
But since they were a goalie, you know, they fell a 7. So Buffalo, I mean, they got a great locker room ad, but I don't know if they need a goalie or not.
Right.
Jert going 10th overall.
$206 million.
Do you see his player name?
Balder Ulysse Soderberg Tremblay.
How about the initials?
Bust.
A bust? You think they're going to be a bust?
No.
10th overall.
I don't think they're going to be a bust. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, well, so Jert, Corey, and Jess, all 3 of their players in this draft, all have the last name Soderberg Tremblay.
Mm-hmm. They're siblings
Mm-hmm.
or lovers.
So Corey's player is Post, Jert is Bust, and Jess is, I think, just Ost. O-S-T. So
it's like a pregnancy pact, but with your SHL renders.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, I think that Winnipeg's coloring is the prettiest on the board.
I would have to agree.
Just kind of stands out.
And that also seems to be the consensus league-wide.
Really? Best
that
colors.
Winnipeg has some of the best colors.
I love it.
I love Winnipeg.
Aw.
Calfani, Zoram. Zoram's previous player was, I believe, is Seamus O'Slapahan.
Really? Seamus O'Slapahan?
I think.
You think?
One of the best defensemen recently. Creating as a center. So that's a theme.
I'm a center.
You are a center.
Well, I was a center, or I am a center.
You are a center.
I are a center.
Yeah. You is center.
I is. I do be a center.
That is a theme around the SHL. If you create one thing for your first player, you create a different position for your second, and so on. I guess to vary the experiences that you have.
How do you think my experience would be going differently if I was not a center? Considering I don't even know for sure that I am a center. Do you think I'm the least knowledgeable about hockey in the SHL?
Probably top 10, if not top 1. Yeah.
I'm just glad that
Yay, sports.
Yay, sports. I'm just glad that I have you to advise me and assist me.
So do we almost count? I mean, now disclaimer, I don't do any of the work.
You don't. I've asked you to, and you refuse to.
Do you almost count as like a dupe account for me? Because
I might. It's probably right in the line.
I mean, you earn all the TPE yourself.
I do.
But I have to advise you on much of.
You wouldn't even chirp for me if I told you what to chirp.
I wouldn't chirp. I don't chirp for you.
I know. I said you wouldn't even, like, if I said, "Hey, Vitor, will you chirp for me? I'll tell you what I want to be chirped."
Yeah.
You're like, "No."
No. I'm not getting slapped with punishments and suspensions.
One of these days you'll fall for my tricks and we'll get you suspended off the site.
It's okay. I know people.
So next time I am up to be drafted when I recreate or whenever, should I say one of my advantages is that I come with a personal advisor?
I mean, yeah, but what am I trying to say?
But you're not going to help me if we're on different teams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I will just say you I'm not going to say conned me into, but you encouraged me into creating on this site.
Oh, I mean, I've been talking about it to you since I joined, pretty much. Non-seriously. Like, hey, join the SHL.
I know you said that.
And jokingly.
But I don't think you ever, like, actually said, like, hey, join the SHL. Ha, ha, ha. I think it was, I don't think you ever, like, straightforward asked me.
Well, no, because
I still remember the look on your face when you did, and I said yes. You were like, it was like you just unwrapped a puppy for Christmas.
Well, but you understand that I wasn't expecting it because of what we just talked about and your level of knowledge and
interest.
Frankly, interest. And honestly, I am impressed that you
Thank you. Did you know that I am Switzerland's #1 player right now?
I think you're in the preseason. You were top 1 or 2 on the team. Yeah.
So I've been told.
I think you're still up there.
Yeah.
I mean, we can check it out. We can get back to the draft here in a second. Let's see.
And I only know these things because you tell me.
Well, Switzerland is 3-2.
Ooh. #4.
Yeah, so I mean
I'm up there. Top. I'm up there. I like being up there. I don't know what's going on, but I do know what top of a list means.
Well, so to go back to your previous question.
Yes.
Centers typically score more than wingers or defensemen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be at the top of these lists, creating as a center and playing as a center in that role would most likely get you to the top.
I just picked something from the drop-down menu.
You like single letters, so you went with C over LW or
I don't even know that it told me what the abbreviation was going to be.
You're funny. Let's see how you stack up against everyone else.
Okay.
You're not on the front board, but you're kind of close, I guess.
Am I? Where am I?
At 6 points, so you're here.
Okay. Wait, go back
in 5 games. So I mean, if you get a few more points, maybe you can bust up into this area.
Out of all the 6s, how are they ordered? Is that random?
No, but usually tiebreakers go to most goals. So you have 2 goals. And like this person has 5. So I would consider them to have a higher point total. But on this index, it doesn't sort.
Gotcha.
Looking back at the draft.
Back to the draft, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, we got to get that ×2 title.
Times 2.
It's due.
We're talking about the draft.
Well, let's see.
We're just having some witty banter in between.
That's what we're good at, right?
Yep.
12, Toronto, David Corrigan. DC, the note that I told you about for Toronto, JPC is the GM, Sparky now the new co-GM. Both of them were in St. Louis at a time. Both of them great people. Sparky drafted me to Winnipeg. Sparky drafted me to St. Louis. So there's a great connection there.
Why is Tom O'Donnell lying on the ground?
I don't know.
Is he so excited he couldn't stay upright?
Possibly. And now I don't know if this is a snipe too, because
Ooh.
Roddy has a significant history with Hamilton.
Who's Hamilton?
The team Hamilton.
The team Hamilton. Did I just secure my number one spot?
Yeah. The team Hamilton. Once they switch back to the draft board, we can see where Hamilton's picks are. But he got picked 16th.
What does it say, NA?
They need to fix it.
Okay.
But oops. They showed the next pick. But I guess Hamilton doesn't pick again until 32. So
oops, they deleted it.
They just missed out on the opportunity to take Roddy. Let's see. Well, so what I was going to say is Sparky and JPC are in Toronto, so that's a good GM crew. River Ekaterina Volkova, Barron goes to Chicago. Apollo Seaborn, NJ Badapple, who we know, who was in Winnipeg for a little bit, to Philadelphia. That's a great pick.
I would say that the Tampa Bay Barnacles, is that the correct? No?
Yep, Tampa Bay Barnacles.
What is it? Barracudas. Barracudas. I like their colors too.
Yeah.
I'll give them number 2 after Winnipeg. After the I can't think of anything. Well, why? So like Winnipeg, WPG Winnipeg, but TBB Tampa Bay Barracudas.
Same for.
Like why aren't we WNA Winnipeg?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
I don't know. Well, I will say that Winnipeg. I don't know when the WPG was set, but Winnipeg's been around since season 1 as Winnipeg. So I don't know if that was set then, because I know that the NHL, the abbreviation for Winnipeg is WPG. So that might be why it's like that for Winnipeg. But like Baltimore is BAP, B-A-P.
Yes, it is.
Baltimore Platoon.
It is.
So I don't know why they're not, BAL. Like in the NFL, like the Ravens,
right?
Baltimore.
Well, what's the title? Whatever. What's their
Tampa Bay?
No.
San Diego title.
Yes. What's their
SDT?
San Diego title.
Yeah.
Are there any other one-word teams like Minnesota? They're Min.
And Buffalo, Hamilton.
Buffalo.
Most of them are the first 3 letters. Toronto, Atlanta. But then you got like NOLA, which is 4 letters.
So why don't we get a 4th letter?
Well, so I personally abbreviate that team NOL in any. I leave off the A.
Sure. What's
NOLA
A stand for?
Like LA is Louisiana. Like that's the.
What's NO stand for?
New Orleans.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
That's like the real world. The Spectres.
I know NOLA as the real world word. I guess I just didn't add 2 + 2. He looks young and not like he's ready to play hockey because he's
looks like he's
football
in the wrong sport.
He looks like he's in the wrong sport.
Go join the ISFL.
Go join the ISFL.
Or maybe he came from the ISFL.
Or maybe you came from the ISFL. I guess we'll never know.
We may never know.
We may never know.
But they
5 million. I have more money than he does.
You do. You should
I-
rub it in their face.
I believe I also have more TPE than he does.
Well,
Can you?
he got
confirm?
drafted higher than you, though.
Yeah, well, I didn't get drafted at all this draft.
Not this draft. I think this is 18th overall. I do like the background of these graphics with the like
Because it looks like a
topo.
map.
Yeah.
Viator is a big map stan.
We have 2 Minnesota picks back to back.
To Minnesota.
I mean, they got Corey and Roddy, 2 longtime users.
They're doing a lot of picks this draft.
I wonder if they go
Oh,
first gen.
I have a question.
Yes.
See their number 41, which is first pick on round 3.
Yes.
Says forfeit for Minnesota.
Yes.
Does that mean they also forfeit the next 2?
No.
Why would you?
They've some sort of punishment.
No.
Yeah. They lost their 3rd round pick, which I remember seeing that.
That doesn't seem like the worst punishment.
No, because once you get to the 3rd round, it's kind of slim pickings. But 3rd rounders are useful in certain trades as kickers and such.
Did I get drafted in the 3rd round in the SMJHL?
Let's check. Yours would be 75. Let's see, Vancouver.
I did.
Yes, you did.
You know, it's funny because I ended up as team captain. 3rd round pick. No, Joe. Team captain.
Look at that.
Look at that. Oh, wow. There's a lot of rounds.
Well,
Oh, my God.
there's a lot of
There's 6 rounds?
passes because a lot of teams pass because they don't want to
Oh, my
pick
God.
anyone, or they're full. Their rosters are full and so on. What were we looking for?
The punishment.
Punishments. I think that's under announcements. Where does it say?
Ace, you got in trouble.
Okay, yeah, the 3rd round pick. So all these teams forfeited their 3rd round pick this year because apparently they submitted their tasks late.
Ace, you failed to post your lines thread.
I personally disagree with this punishment,
Oh
and
my
so
goodness.
do some others, because the lines thread is basically useless, I think. Like, you just say waiting for file.
Well, Frenchie doesn't think that.
I know, but I don't think it's worth that level of punishment.
What if the punishment instead was to lose a 6th round pick?
I mean, I guess it makes sense because
Ooh, okay.
like in the lines thread you post, any changes you do to your lines, and the simmers look at the lines thread before each sim to see if anything has changed.
Mm-hmm.
But most teams never use it, so I don't know.
So it is really a slap on the wrist and not much
Kind
else.
of. I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like there could be a better process than the posted lines thread in the forum, but
I digress.
yeah, I digress. We're talking about the draft. All right, so they did AJW.
We're talking about the draft.
And the Flash. Every time I see AJW,
Do you think of Athletic Wicking jersey? Because that's what I thought of.
no, I think of Aaron Wilson.
Really?
And I always put this AJW person in the same thought train as Aaron Wilson, which was, I think, AW13 user, which is not a great train of thought to be in because from what I understand, is not a great user.
Oh, well, now other people's things also say forfeit. I don't know if I just didn't notice that
You
earlier.
just didn't notice it.
Okay. Well, NOLA had a forfeit in their 2nd round. They must have done something bad.
Well, I was on that thread as well. In addition, they failed to deposit contracts
I did
until
see
4 days after the deadline.
I'm just ready for the Tampa Bay Barnacles to draft.
The Tampa Bay Barnacles. You know, they went to the Cup final this year, and they were a few wins away from the Cup.
Those are pretty good Barnacles then.
They are. Do you think your mind went to Barnacles because you played for the Whalers? And Whalers and Barnacles.
Maybe. I
Go
will also
together?
say that that's kind of a Patrick from SpongeBob Pink,
Kind of.
and they're underwater.
They are.
So, but all Barracudas are also underwater.
It's true. So let's see. Minnesota has 4 picks in the first round. But if you've noticed, Baltimore actually has way more picks than Minnesota because they have 4 in the first round and 2 in the first 3 of the second round.
Wow.
So they have 6 picks in the first 23.
That is groundbreaking.
So every 4th pick is a Baltimore pick.
That's
on average.
actually insane.
They need it though.
They do.
Because
That's what I was thinking.
Wally just took over as GM.
He did, yeah. Did I?
I should just start saying like true things and then untrue things
I'll agree with it all, honey.
and see what you do. So what I was doing is I was just checking to see what's watching. If you're the one watching, hello. I don't know if it usually says 0 or because I have my window open. It says 1.
Are you the one watcher?
I don't know. You should comment if you're watching. I wonder what the draft streamers are talking about right now.
Do you want to tune in for a second?
I can try. I don't know if it'll go through the stream here. Oh, I don't have my speaker on.
Rookie move by Tor.
Nobody's talking. I guess we have a more interesting stream than they do.
Oh, they got some dead air.
Everyone should move over here.
Everyone should come on over, everybody. How many people are watching? Oh, 46. Wow.
I think it was 60 something earlier.
Well, it's not now.
It's not because we're into the second round,
And nobody cares about the second round.
apparently.
Don't they care that the Barnacles haven't even drafted anyone yet?
Well, I guess they're not saying anything.
Well, I guess they're not saying. Nope, nothing.
Do you think we should make a bid to co-host
Yeah,
next draft?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we can say the Tampa Bay Barnacles select,
Yeah.
and it can be an inside joke just between us.
Just you and me and that one watcher who might also be you.
Mm. Huh. They really aren't saying anything. All right. Well, we'll continue on with our
witty
discourse.
banner. Our Discord.
I don't think we're in Discord.
Define Discord.
Unrest.
Why is Discord called Discord?
I don't know.
I thought Discord was just like conversation.
Discord. Yeah.
Google it. Bing it. Do a little Yahoo search. I'll even type it for you.
Okay, do it.
What does Discord mean?
Disagreement.
Oh.
Disagree. So
Disagree.
maybe it is talking, but disagreement talking.
So what you're saying is I should get in more fights with people on Discord in the name of Discord.
Yes.
Okay. I'm on it. I'm going to start by antagonizing the Barnacles.
Well, when you open Discord, sometimes you see little messages pop up.
Maybe you do.
Maybe it's just on PC. But there is one message that says, we originally were going to name Discord blank, but didn't. Or something like
What's the blank?
I can't remember.
Oh my goodness.
I can't remember. So 20 people have been picked.
20 people have been picked. How many do you think are actually fake burner accounts that other people are using a VPN?
7.
Wow. That's a lot.
I think Jess, Corey, and Jert are really the same person.
Wow. So you think that one of them has 2 burner accounts?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot to keep up with considering they're all fairly active.
It is.
And they have to wow.
Well, that's why they have a preference to going to the same team. So then they can just
and having the same
talk
last
with
name.
themselves.
So
Yeah.
if they can just refer to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. John Gibson.
Once again, another NHL player.
Really? Have we seen any of these renders in real life at real hockey games?
Possibly.
You don't know? You know everything.
I mean, the games that we would go to are Canes games.
Mm-hmm. And we went to that one in DC.
We went to one Capitals game, and they played...
You don't remember?
I want to say Tampa Bay.
Well, I'll tell you my conspiracy theory about 2 people who I think are actually the same person.
Okay.
And hang in with me here. It's a little bit weird. Oh, it went away. Well, DC right here.
Okay. Toronto.
And BV up here, number 7.
Mm.
They're the same person because those are both abbreviations for medical terms.
DC and BV?
Yes.
What do those medical term abbreviations stand for? DC
means discontinue. So if you're gonna DC in medicine, or really just medicines is the only thing I can think of. I mean, you can DC like CPR. Then BV is a infection of sorts.
Okay.
A bacterial infection. So you could DC a medicine for BV.
Interesting.
Yes.
Are there any other username words? AJW, is that something?
Well, I thought it was Athletic Wicking Jersey. I've not thought it was, but if
No,
you
but it's the-
switch those last 2 letters, yeah.
01 plays to BAP, John Gibson, and Hansa Havren Raven to New Orleans. Good picks.
Good
Sure,
picks.
fine.
I'm just waiting for the pink team to pick.
Raven was on Winnipeg
No
for
way.
a while. With
While I was there?
no Ryuji Kawashima.
Well, since you've already outed me as being the least knowledgeable about hockey and possibly also SHL,
Okay.
I will tell you that I wrote an article recently. You may be familiar. What jobs would people play if they weren't SHL players?
Yeah.
That was really helpful for me learning who's on our team.
Because you had to go through the roster.
Because I had to look at the names.
Yeah.
And actually put not just read a list, but talk about each one.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I actually know who's on our team.
Well, we've now traded away
we
Johnny
don't have to
Forrester.
talk about
We
that.
brought in some new people.
We don't have to talk about that.
But
I'll have to rewrite it for the new people so I can know who they are.
I mean, but in that same thread, and I think I've said this multiple times before, it's hard for me to keep a lot of people's player names in my head.
You have said that.
I know Raven, right? But I don't know their new player's name. I don't even know a lot of the players'
What about
names.
you just read it? Do you know it
Well,
now?
no, I know it's like HH or Hansa Hurin or something like that. But I don't know. It's just, I guess when I came into the league, 20 seasons ago,
The league.
there were already established users and players,
I would say so.
like the good players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the names that stuck in my head.
Okay.
And then you get, people recreating, younger kids coming up.
Children, truly.
It's like in the cycle of real life, when you get old, you don't know any of the young stuff that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Although I am still very young.
Yeah. So, but I'll tell you what though. Who do they pick? Malty Hogberg.
Multi Hogberg.
Henrik.
I like that name. Henrik.
Yeah, Henrik. Henrik was on San Francisco, his previous player.
San Fran.
I cannot remember the name of their player though.
I bet he's excited to be on the pink team.
I think it was San Francisco. Well, now he's in Tampa Bay.
Newfoundland Berserkers.
Well, so what I was saying is it's much easier to keep track of the new players coming in when you watch these drafts. And if you're in rookie discords or if you're part of the welcoming process for people or the approval process for players.
Gotcha.
Like when I was a head office intern years and years ago.
Yes.
I'd have to approve players' pages.
Yes. Did you ever disapprove of any?
No, but I had to write notes on certain people's when they dump like all their TPE into like skating or shooting or something like that, and all their other attributes were down at like 5.
What kind of notes would you write? Like
just like FYI.
You shouldn't have done that?
It's not advised.
Gotcha. But what if they wanted to be a goon?
I mean, they can do that. They can say leave it as is, and that's fine.
Does that task, no cheddar, does that task still exist now with the portal?
Yes, but I think it's just they either have to reach out to them on the site or Discord. But I mean, way back before the portal, you had actual player pages.
I've heard.
And player update pages. Which was, you kids don't know how easy you have it.
Oh, no, I do, because you tell me all the time.
And I think I only came in after.
Hey, he's from the Whalers.
He is. No cheddar. Just here to not get fined.
How are you reading that whole thing?
Well, I saw it earlier.
No cheddar is something you would say to me before I walk to the fridge and show you where the cheddar is.
Oh, it looks like we just got a trade.
A trade?
Because Atlanta just popped up at number 26.
Exciting. Let's see who they'll pick.
Okay, so we got a different trade. New England gets LAP's second round, 29 overall, and Man receives a third round pick from 4 seasons from now. So New England just traded up to 29.
Next time I recreate and I'm going to get drafted, can I tell all the teams who scout me, if you draft me before the 3rd round, I'm going to IA?
Yeah, you can.
Do you think anyone would draft me in the 3rd round? Or would they be like, I'm not putting up with this?
That'd be funny.
You didn't answer my question.
I don't know. I'm thinking about
You're thinking.
it.
This team's coming out. Okay.
I think you would get drafted.
You think I would get drafted?
If you were a max earning, like if you had a lot of TPE, say you were like top 5 in the class in TPE, someone would pick you because they wouldn't read
Oh,
they don't scout. People don't scout, and they don't read like the media.
So
and
I'm going to
stuff.
write an article explaining how passionately I feel about not getting picked in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, and
Possibly, apparently, I've learned that there is actually 6 rounds.
Well, sure. No, they don't scout. Some people don't scout,
Mhm.
and they'll take people
Mhm.
just because they're high TPE, whatever.
Mhm.
They should scout them before they bring them to their team because they don't know what kind of person they are.
Can I interject with a question, or
Yeah.
do you need to? Okay. When you say when you say high TPE, are you talking about when you enter the SHL draft, not the SMJHL draft?
Both.
Both.
Either.
Because from my understanding,
It would be funnier though for the SHL draft.
from my understanding, you start with 0 TPE.
You start with 155.
Oh, okay. And you can only get so high because there's only so much time between recreation and the draft.
1 season.
Right. That's not
so
a
you
lot.
get up to around, 350
Okay.
or 360 or something like that. Okay. Well, the top 374 was the top. So somewhere between 350
there's a
or
few people.
376. So somewhere between 380 and like 350, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
No, but they'd see your high TPE.
And they would just draft me and then I'd go IA.
Yeah, but you would tell every GM who messaged you on Discord your plan.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd be like, "Oh, okay, well, we'll maybe try to pick you in the 3rd round or something." But then what's going to happen is some GM is just going to pick you because you're high TPE, and then all the other GMs are going to laugh at them. They're going to laugh at them because
They'd be like,
go
"Ooh."
IA. I mean, you were upfront with your plans, right?
I'll write a media piece about it.
Yeah. I don't know how that would go down. You should do that.
I will.
Because I know you don't care.
I don't. I'm just here for a good time, not necessarily for a long time, unless Ace is listening, in which case I'm here for a long time. Me and my 1 season contracts.
Yeah. Well, how about once regression starts to hit?
My plan is I will continue until Ace or you
Tell you to stop.
tell me to stop, assuming that Ace is I'm going to say manager.
General manager.
General
GM.
manager. Until my general manager or my personal manager, Vitor, tell me to stop, I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
And I will say, ever since you gave me that talking to about not hitting all my TPE, I think I've been hitting all my TPE.
I mean, you did miss quite a bit of TPE there for like a season
Well,
or 2.
you know why I missed most of it?
Because you were in a slump and getting bored?
Because I was trusting the word counter on the site.
Yeah, but you just weren't doing some of them,
No,
too.
I think I did pretty much all of them.
I mean, you didn't do like the season predictions one year, so you missed out.
I don't even know what that is.
15. When you predict what the standings are going to be at the end of the year.
Okay. I can't give into whether I missed that or not because I couldn't tell you. But I know I missed a lot of TPE, and you told me, you said you looked into it because why was I only getting 2 TPE when I should have been getting 3 TPE? And it's because I was trusting the word counter on the site.
Mm.
And now I do everything in Google Docs. And I copy and I paste it, and I even try to remember to clear formatting for the dark mode users.
For the dark mode users.
Correct.
Do you use dark mode or light mode?
I don't want to tell the world this.
Okay. I use light mode.
I do too.
Oh, hi, Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin. I didn't know he recreated.
No, he's in our chat.
Oh, hi, Benjamin. Where? Hi,
Right
Vitor. I miss Vitor. I miss Vitor too sometimes. Oof. Oof. I was going to say, I thought Benjamin was still on the team.
Benjamin hasn't been on Winnipeg in like
Are you kidding me?
Like 6 seasons,
Benjamin,
5 seasons.
why
I don't
do you
know,
tell
like a
me
year
this?
or
Are you
something like
kidding
that.
me?
Maybe not that long.
Nobody tells me anything. Oh man, I'm just really. Nobody's even fighting me for the number 1 slot, and I'm still fighting for it. Y'all use light mode. I'm out here. Bye, Benjamin. Well, I already heard you're out of here because you're not on Winnipeg anymore.
Ugh. Well, light mode is superior because I don't know why, but it just is.
It is because I use it, so therefore it is.
Therefore, it is, as it was written and said.
I guess I should have known that he wasn't on it because of the article I wrote. Where is he?
What are you talking about?
Well, if he's on Winnipeg, where is he?
Well, he recreated. Kim Chaewon is his new player.
Okay, where is he?
I should know this.
You should.
I should know this. I want to say Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton. Well, it's still in the J League, Carolina, but rights of Hamilton. So that's season 80. Oh, so they just picked last season. So.
Hey, can you, since you're on there, can you see how tall I am?
Sure, and it's not cheating.
What's not cheating? Wow.
Using the portal.
Is cheating.
I said it before it even came up, so I was right. I said it before it came up. I said Hamilton.
I know,
and then it came up,
you
so
did.
I'm
I know
right.
you did.
I mean, I don't spend as much time snooping around and spying on people as Benjamin does, so I don't know everything.
I have $16 million. I'm 6'6", 260. I'm a big guy.
You're a big guy. Now, is all that weight in your head?
Yes.
Or in your belly?
About 60%.
Or in your feet?
60 pounds are in my head.
60-pound head,
Yeah.
just like a baby.
Just like a baby.
Proportion to their head or to their body.
The 200 is pure muscle mass. I don't even have any organs. It's just all muscle.
All muscle?
Mm-hmm.
You're like a head on a bicep?
Exactly. And my bicep's really good at skating.
Good. You still have 2 feet though, right?
Of course. They're pure muscle. Or my skates are just empty. Maybe I just have nubs.
You have special skates with like toothpicks instead of skates?
Yes.
Like ice picks?
Mm-hmm. No, nobody knows this. It's a secret.
Oh.
So they look like normal skates, of course. I don't think Benjamin likes that.
Oh, Winnipeg traded up.
Oh my goodness. Go Winnipeg.
To get Smelly.
Smelly.
Right wing player named Subban.
I prefer the word stinky.
Oh, and I also wanted to note that, of course, New England picked KB.
Of course.
Because I thought they were a pretty good steal in this draft.
I thought so too.
And of course, Luke would sniff that out.
Luke would. Luke has been on the site so much. He doesn't have to sniff anything. It just comes to him.
Well, he actually scouts people too, which helps.
It does help. So he will not fall for my scheme.
Well, welcome to our new teammate,
Welcome
Smelly.
to our new teammate, Stinky. Levi Bedrock. Drove my Chevy to the bedrock, but the bedrock was dry.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Well, let's see. We're getting up to time. We're just at about an hour here.
I
And the
think
next,
we might have to go over an hour a little bit so we can make up for some
I know we will,
non-draft discourse.
but we probably won't be here too much longer.
Probably not.
I mean, we
Plus,
did get a lot of
Nobody
draft
really
talk.
cares about anything after the first round. It's down to 34 people
It's down to 34.
watching now.
Oh, watching. Yeah, which one of us is us? 35. So somebody heard you and just started
Shoot,
watching.
better get back on.
Yeah.
I can't have Augie O watching it and not me.
Severin.
I have more money than he does. And more TPE.
You wouldn't if you started buying cards.
Yeah, I remember earlier when we were talking about me not caring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If you don't care, then why don't you just buy the cards?
Because I need money to be a good player. You don't want a 24/7 buy tour stream. You would hear a lot of and I don't knows.
Yeah. My brain would short out a lot, even as it has done here on this 1 hour long podcast. I don't know. Despite our very gripping and engaging podcast, I can't say that 24/7 would be very gripping and engaging.
You know, something I thought of earlier today to tell you that I forgot to tell you in the past, and then I forgot to tell you again when I thought earlier today to tell you.
What?
The other night I woke up because you were talking in your sleep.
Really?
Yeah. So your 24/7 would not be pure silence overnight.
I wonder what I was saying.
It was unintelligible.
Well, I did tell you, maybe, was it about 2 days ago, you think?
It was somewhere between 2 to 14 days ago, I'd say.
Well, a few days ago, I did have that dream where I was in a house and the tidal waves, there was a beach next to the house. It's a beach house.
Where the barracudas and the
Yeah,
ocean?
sure, they were.
And they were getting brought up to you by the tidal waves?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And then the waves started getting higher and higher and then started beating against the roof of the house. It's very interesting.
And you were like, stop, no.
But there was like a garden party inside the house.
Oh, blowing rock garden party?
And some famous person, it was
Some famous person?
oh, who was it?
Oh, who was it?
The singer.
Taylor Swift?
No.
Aretha Franklin?
I don't know. I can see her face.
Older? Younger?
No, it was the one that died at like 27.
Actor? Singer?
Recently.
Recently. A recent singer who died. Benjamin? Are you aware? Do you know who this person is? You're already back into the 2000s.
No, we're gonna find it here.
Oh, so it was a long time ago they died.
I guess. No, it wasn't.
Because you're back in the...
I mean it. It's her. I just Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
Benjamin,
She was in my
expected
dream.
you to know this.
She was in my dream, and I have never ever listened to Amy Winehouse, and I really didn't see her recently. She was sitting there, and I was like, I thought you're dead.
What did she say?
She's like, I don't think so. I'm like, you are. Why are you in my dream? Why are you in my house that's getting bombarded by waves?
Uh-huh.
So that was weird.
Mitch Morris, double M's. I have more money than he does as well.
Well, maybe they won't stick around in the league and they'll fizzle out in the next 10 months. I don't know why I said 10 months.
Oddly specific amount of time.
Or maybe there's a
I just drew my drawing.
well, Rush is a great band. So if you're listening to that album in your dreams, that's pretty good. Pretty good dreams, if you ask me.
Benjamin, have you ever seen the movie Rush Hour? Is that what we watched last night?
Yeah, Rush Hour. Yeah. We watched the movie Rush Hour for the first time last night.
Yeah, although a few of the scenes seemed quite familiar to me.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's. Some of the jokes wouldn't land today in the way that they probably landed in 98.
I can't think of any. But
like
I
some of the
you.
Racist stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did fall asleep for part of it. If You Ain't First. Is that, don't tell me his name.
The Render,
yes. Funny guy, comedian, actor. Not the guy from Cheaper by the Dozen, but he is the guy from Step Brothers, which I've never seen. And he's also the guy from Talladega Nights. I don't know his name.
Well, that's the movie the reference is from. If you ain't first, you're last.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I saw that movie once.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Who did it star?
Him.
Uh-huh. What's his name?
I don't know. I'm thinking Steve, but it's not Steve.
Do you want me to tell you? If I tell you his first name?
Tell me the initials. Tell me his
You're
first.
You're going to know, though.
Tell me his first initial.
W.
Will.
Uh-huh.
He's also an elf.
Uh-huh.
Will.
Uh-huh.
Yum. Will. Ferrell.
Yes.
Got it. Did you know that there's 3 Rush Hour movies?
And they're making a 4th.
Are they really? Is Jackie Chan in it?
I think so.
Is he still acting?
And Chris Tucker.
Dang. Who's Chris Tucker?
The other guy.
The
cop.
Chevron. I don't know. His name started with a C, I think.
The LAPD guy.
Yes.
All right. You want to say bye to Benjamin? Or do you want to stick around a little longer?
I don't know.
We're past an hour.
I want to make sure we get our monies.
No,
so I can continue saying that I have more money than people. Do you think I'll ever have more money than you?
Well.
You do buy cards.
I do buy cards, but no. Maybe. I was down to 3 million one time.
Do you think if you noticed that I was starting to gain on you, you would try harder to make more money?
Yes. I mean, all it takes is some 2 times draft media.
Oh my gosh,
output.
Can I write an article and get 2 times?
Yeah.
When's the last day for that?
Like a week from now.
Okay. All right, good.
Cauliflower pizza.
Excuse me?
Do you not like cauliflower pizza?
Bye, Benjamin.
Nye.
No, how did you pronounce it?
Cauliflower.
Say it again.
Cauliflower. With like cauliflower.
Calla.
Yeah, calla, like COLLA.
Cauliflower.
It's not cauliflower.
Cauliflower. Cauliflower. I don't know how I say it. But when you said it, it sounded weird.
Cauliflower?
Little Linus Ully. Is that that sounds like one of those names that sounds like something else when you say it all together, but I can't.
Linus Ully?
Yeah, but I don't know what it'd be.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, if you think we've earned our millions, I'm ready to sign off for the night.
All right. Well, then we're going to peace out.
Okay.
Good draft.
Good draft.
Congrats to those picked.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, maybe we should just hang on for this last
pick
of the second round.
I'm a little upset I didn't get drafted, but I do understand that I'm already on a team.
You know, here's a story. I cannot remember the team.
For me or about me?
It's not about you.
Okay.
I think it was Buffalo. They were, I don't know if I got the story exactly right. I think they were annoyed at how slow the picking was going. So then they just picked some random name who wasn't even a player in the draft. And I think it sent everyone in a tizzy.
I don't understand.
You know how you pick people
Yeah.
who are in the draft?
Yeah.
Imagine you picking somebody who's not in the draft. Like not an eligible player. Or even a real player.
Imagine that as the person who picked them or as the person running it.
Both? No, they knew what they were doing.
Why did they do that?
I don't know, to troll. Oh, here's another one. Tubby Tim. Tubby Tim was
Tubby Tim.
also a season 60
Well, say his full name.
player. Tubby Tim 69.
Okay.
He created in season 60
Not 69.
with Beck as well.
Is this his next recreate or
No, he's one of those players that is kind of like in the juniors a lot. I don't think he earns that much TPE.
Well, he still got picked
He did. By Sparky
by Sparky
in Toronto.
in Toronto. Tour. By tour. You should go to tour.
I should. I'm sure whenever I retire, whenever that date eventually is,
Mm-hmm.
Tor will probably be interested.
Go ahead and make your prediction now of what number you're going to be drafted next time you draft for the SHL.
So when I recreate
Correct.
for the SHL,
For the SHL.
honestly depends where those picks are.
That guy's
who
like
has the
the
picks.
nerdy Olympian because he has glasses,
Hmm.
but he's an athlete.
I'm going to say 3.
3. Okay.
Because I was picked 6th when I was picked the first time around,
Mhm.
and I was a first gen.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like
I have a question.
with
Why do you think you got picked so much higher up than me? Because I'm going to assume that people didn't know how much I didn't know.
yeah, I did a lot in my first month before I got drafted. My
Like
first 2 months.
articles.
I did a lot of articles, a lot of like data articles like I do. I was a co-GM of a World Junior Championship team.
Are you allowed to do that before you even get drafted? Oh, I guess
Well,
you were in the JHL.
Yeah.
SMJHL.
I did that before I was even drafted to the JHL.
Are you
too.
allowed to do that?
I was yes.
Yeah, let me manage.
Yeah, but it's not too common. I was just doing a lot.
Gotcha.
So
I think
plus Sparky, who was my St. Louis GM,
correct.
was in Winnipeg, and they had a lot of top picks.
That guy's old.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe 3. It depends who else is in my class.
Right.
Because if you got people like Jess or
Well, probably not though, right?
well, not yeah, but you
People
never
like
know.
Jess.
I mean, you could have people. I don't know. Like Lime's player is getting pretty old, and Lime might go pretty high.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see.
All right.
All right.
Yawns are a signal for good night. So
it's nap time.
Yep, it's nap time. We are out of here. Bye-bye. And sweet dreams for your naps